All right, so King Cool here with Maddox from Messer. How you doing, man?
And I'm doing great, man. How you?
Good. You know, I was just going over all your stuff. Your publicist sent me a ton of information on you guys. And as I'm looking over things here, is Messer your last name?
Well, it's actually our singer, Derek Messer. It's his last name. I kind of adopted it as a stage name. I was originally just going by Maddox as a hairdresser. I was a hairdresser before this thing really took off. And I was just Maddox, with no last name. But when we started this band, Facebook made you have a last name. And I was just going to be Maddox in the band Messer. And then it just became Maddox Messer. And then now I actually didn't legally change it, but I have it registered as a DBA, doing business as Maddox Messer. So it's not my last name by birth, it's Derek's last name by birth.
So when are you going to have Ken, Javier, and Donnie switch over to Messer?
They did for a long time on Facebook, and our joke is because we tour we got a motorhome RV that we've converted into this really cool tour bus, and we always we pull up to those checkpoints on the road, and like, we're the Messers, so we always joke about being like, I don't know, 5 guys on tour with the same last name. I guess it'd be like a boy band or something.
Or you could be like the Ramones.
The Ramones, yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, totally. There was a time where we all were going like Messer, but because Kenny is Filipino and Javier is Hispanic, it looked a little bit funny.
Like I said, I was going over everything, and I'm like, man, it says he met you just by chance at a hair salon. Yeah. It was just like, What are the odds that you guys got the same...
Yeah, it's just a professional name. I just said I didn't intend it to become a last name, but Facebook made me have one, and it's, I said, well, just go with it.
So you guys got a big release coming up on 4/20.
Yeah, coincidentally enough, it's a great day to have a good release. We do. Our debut self-titled album is going to be releasing on 4/20. Of course, we got the Pledge Music campaign that's going on right now, where you can pre-order that with all kinds of cool stuff, too. So check that out for sure.
So what made you pick the date, man? Just another reason to celebrate?
A couple things. One, we wanted to do it in spring, and music comes out on a Friday, and this year, 4/20 happened to fall on a Friday. Secondly, we are simultaneously not only releasing the album digitally on a CD, but we have a great vinyl LP packaging that we're doing, and Record Store Day is 4/21. So we thought it would be very ceremonious to be able to have the album, look at all the artwork, maybe smoke a little bud, and have a good time. And in addition to all of that, it's our drummer Kenny's birthday, so it's like a perfect storm of serendipity, if you will.
So he shares a birthday with Hitler, then.
Yeah, and it's funny, that's everybody's go-to. Every time I bring this up in an interview, I'm like, oh, it's Hitler. Yeah, I guess so. I don't ever associate Hitler with 4/20. I associate weed with 4/20, but I'm a pot smoker, so.
No, I don't associate. I'm just, you said a birthday, so it was,
I know, but it's funny. That's everybody's go-to. And when I say 4/20 or our birthday, I don't ever think about Hitler that as being his birthday, even though it is, and it has nothing to do with weed. I think 4/20, let's get high, so.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody would associate that until the internet came along and all those bullshit memes started popping. You know what I mean?
I blame the History Channel.
Yeah. Just some useless knowledge that got stuck in my head. It's not like, I'm some
I blame the History Channel.
It's not like I'm some history buff here just knows everyone's birthday and shit. No.
Well, my birthday's March 10th. Who's famous on? Actually, I do know. I think Albert Einstein's birthday was March 10th, so there's a famous one.
There you go, man. So let's talk about this Pledge Music campaign. The album's completed, so it's just a pre-sale then, right?
That's it. It's a pre-order. Yeah, this album and everything that we're doing now has essentially been a 6-year-long process. We've been planning this thing meticulously and building this for quite some time. And the Pledge Music is where you can go and pre-order the CD, the vinyl, as well as 180-gram vinyl. We have both 140 and 180. We have some exclusive limited packages with items that are only going to be available on that pre-order. And, now with physical copy is almost becoming obsolete. Best Buy's no longer doing CDs. Target's not doing CDs anymore. Those things are going to be more collectible. And we were aware of this when we were putting those together. So we wanted to create packaging on our CD and on our vinyl records that is, not just, we didn't cheap out on it. We wanted it to be an experience. We have this great artwork. We have this great packaging. It's got a tactile look and feel to it. So the experience is going to be one, not just when you're listening to it, but you're going to have the visual experience of being able to hold that physical one if you're so lucky enough to get one.
Now, what's the $100 package include? I'm looking at it. I mean, it doesn't have a description. It just has pictures. It looks like
well, I think you got to click into it to read the description somewhere on that thing. It depends on where you're if you're on Pledge or if you're going through our website on there. It just depends. On that package there, now that's where you get the only place that you're going to get the 180 gram vinyl is in that package, which for true audiophiles, they're going to want that because this album sounds amazing. It sounds amazing digitally, but it's going to sound amazing on vinyl. And hearing modern music on vinyl is just really rad, in my opinion. So you're going to want that. But the box, even the box that comes in, okay, so the box that all that stuff comes in is going to be collectible in itself, and it's going to play music. So when you open that box, it's going to be this whole unboxing experience as you get all of your Messer items that you've been waiting for. Some of our fans have been waiting for 4 or 5 years for this, moment. But that box is going to play a really cool ringtone sample that we pulled from the bonus track of the album. And that's just going to be a little, no one really does that anymore, you know what I mean? So we wanted to make it extra special because the physicals are so rare now.
So the box, when you open the box, is going to play music?
Yes, sir.
That's
like
awesome.
A birthday card. You know those birthday cards? You open them up, it's like happy birthday. But it's a particular piece of music that it's literally taken out of the acoustic version, bonus track on the album that we did. And it'll be instantly recognizable to our true Messer fans when they hear those tones. And it's actually something that is going to be available as a ringtone very shortly.
That's awesome. What I'm looking at here that you're missing is the $50,000 delivery in your Pledge Music campaign there.
Yeah, I know. I need that. I guess we should put that. We had, oddly enough, is that we forgot to mention the signed. That these are signed packages. Some of them, like that $100 package, is going to be a signed package. All the gold and the silver ones, all those are going to be signed physical ones. So, but we had to go back in and edit that after. I had to email Pledge Music and say, hey, we forgot that we're going to sign these, and we didn't tell anybody that. But so we're going to actually personalize all these boxes too. So that's going to be cool.
Right.
But yeah, so there's all kinds of the shirt, and there's going to be an exclusive shirt. We're never going to, we only made those shirts for the Pledge Music, and we're never going to do that shirt again. And then we're going to have some personal items. We hadn't even told anybody this yet because it's going to come in an update very soon, but we're going to slip in some personal items from us at random into these boxes. Somebody would get a box and have a pair of Kenny's drumsticks or a drum head or just something extra that you didn't expect to come in your box. So, we're always full of surprises, and there will definitely be some cool surprises in these packages.
That's awesome, man. I bet you a lot of people are excited for you to come in their box.
What? I like that.
Now, I noticed that more bands are doing this kind of packaging, like when I brought up the $50,000 package, I'm referring to Gene Simmons that is actually delivering,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course, I don't want to say that I idolize Gene, but I've always, paid attention to what he did as a businessman. And I'm the guy that, in the band, I'm the bass player and Gene's the bass player, and I always said that bass players are secret ninjas, but I also know that only bass players say that. But I do admire his business sense and his branding and marketability, and it's something that I take very serious, not just in Messer, but outside of Messer. I do a ton of consulting with other bands and just helping them make their way in the business. I have music blog on Facebook called Music Business of the Future 1010011, like Clutch. And there I funnel all kinds of really good information, along with a couple other friends that I have helping me curate that to help guide young bands and musicians in the uncharted waters of this new music era that we're in. So the packages, the Pledge Music packages and the branding and all that stuff has become basically our primary source of income. So while, we've spent 6 years to create this, what we feel is a masterpiece of work that was crafted by some true craftsmen, the music almost essentially is for free and is just, the introduction to the products which we want to sell you. And so where before, bands would just, let's get the cheapest, shittiest t-shirt and slap a shitty logo on it and sell it for $10. Well, now, bands, like ours and other bands are starting to, think about designing custom items. I know that in the future, as we continue to grow our band and our brand, you will see us evolve into a lot more branding, items, things that aren't typical concert items, but just something that, I like how these guys are, their style or something, but it's a lifestyle brand. That lifestyle brand gets used a lot in the music industry because our fans now are truly, if you're a fan of music, you're a smaller percentage, nowadays than what used to be, in before, because there's just so much out there, so it's hard. How does a new fan, get with a band, or how does a band get a new fan? And so it's about the image. It's about, like Vans. I always use Vans as an example. Vans is a lifestyle brand. The people that wear Vans, they all have the same lifestyle. It's all the same philosophy. So we're selling more than just the music. We're selling a philosophy, a way of life, all of which is meant to help enroll fans, into not just the music, but the lifestyle of Messer, which is about positivity and, moving ourselves forward as people and as a humanity in general.
Now, you seem that you actually have to put this out if you want people to buy something. I mean,
yep.
Unfortunately, with the internet out there, everyone's so quick to go ahead and just download the music for free, and they don't understand that this is a business. This is something that you do for a living, and you got to actually sell your product to go ahead and be able to continue on.
And this is a problem really, in America more than other countries. Other countries have programs and things in place to help cultivate and curate art, all art, music art, physical art, so art in general. But in America, it's fuck you artist, you gotta suffer, why should I give you money to live your dream? It's the whole thing. But then you got the upper level of the art community in the world who's, that's all about ego and, look what I got. But what does that do to help developing artists? It does absolutely nothing, So, when you're buying somebody's merch you're not just buying or paying for that particular shirt, you're paying for, my kid to go to, cheerleading, or, Derek's kids to have, lunch money or whatever. There's so many more things that are involved in this. And it is unfortunate that it's very hard. First thing people say when you're in a band, I'm in a band. The first thing they say, oh, what's your day job? I don't have a day job. I quit my day job to focus 100% on this because that's what it takes to do this. You can't do it and work a job hardly. It's just not feasible.
Right.
So you have to make a living at it. And the economics, let me tell you, are grim. I mean, honestly, a lot of bands come to me and they say, how do I get to where you are? And I'm like, you quit now. You give up, you know what I mean? Because it's fucking hard. It is fucking hard. But the reality of it is, it just takes, that's why it took us 6 years, and it took us being grown ass men, we're not in our 20s, that's no big secret, but that's because it's hard to do this in your 20s now, mentally trying to hold it together, there's no party. Tour, we talked about tour, we talk about our diets, we talk about our workouts, our exercises, that's tour life. That's sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Well, it's workout, diet, and rock and roll. That's what it is, because there's no room for monkey business anymore.
Well, people don't realize though, like when you're on tour, you may be going from city to city, but it's not like you're on a vacation. You don't get a chance to go check out whatever the big tourist attraction is. I mean, you guys wake up, you got a whole day of shit planned for you. You got sound
Every
check.
minute is scheduled. Yeah, every minute of your day is scheduled. When you're on tour like this, you're right. And there isn't a time. We have a good tour manager, and he's really good about, advancing the shows and giving us like, hey, these are some cool attractions within walking distance from the venue. You have downtime. He's cool enough to be able to give us that information so that we can manage it. I'm the guy who's busy every second of every minute, so I don't really get those opportunities very often. And I'm also, we're driving ourselves. I mean, we're in a bus or motorhome, but we don't have a professional driver. You're looking at the professional driver. You're talking to him. And, so after a show, I don't drink. So, you got to hop in the bus. You got to drive 4 hours, or however far it is. So yeah, I did the math on this tour that we're going out with, Lacey Sturm and Red and Righteous Vendetta. I did the math, and on the 27 or 28 shows, I believe, with our set time, the 55 days or so we're going to be gone, but we're going to be playing a total of 9 hours out of all of that time. If you add up the set times on, 9 hours. So a lot, that picture, I have that tip of the iceberg meme that you always see. You have no idea. When people just see the tip of the ice, they don't know what all is going in. For 9 hours, 50 days is being, mobilized and utilized. But, we do this for the fans and for music. Nobody gets in this business today for the money. It just doesn't happen. You do it because you love music and you love meeting people and you love traveling. You love driving 12,000 miles in 50 days. And if you don't, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Well, for sure. I mean, touring's a big part of everything that a band represents now. I mean, we talked about not being able to sell CDs, having to do the packaging, and touring is actually one of the main sources of income for you guys.
It is, and it's also dangerous, you know what I mean? Every year, being that I'm, all my friends on my Facebook, I have a lot of musician friends, so I'm first to see this accident, that accident. And Nothing More's stage manager fell off the stage and broke 2 ribs and collapsed a lung the other night, it's people, like getting sick, like Johnny getting sick on tour. It's like you're shaking 500 hands a night or hugging, 1,000 people, however, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So, like, it's like about health, first thing you walk on our bus, first thing you're going to encounter is a giant tub of hand sanitizer. And it's a pump to get on and a pump to get off.
That should be your next. Yeah. That should be your next shirt.
It should be. Working on that one.
So you guys do the meet and greets and all that too?
Yeah, we will, man. On this tour, this is a support tour, so those opportunities are kind of few and far between. But hey, I'll meet anybody at the bus or the trailer, so just gotta knock on the door.
It's crazy to see that that's become a big fixture with bands, is the meet and greet packages. I mean, years ago, you would never expect to go ahead and meet these bands, let alone pay for that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Social media, as much as I hate social media because it's so much. I spend so much time working social media when I should be practicing my instrument, and that's one of the things that frustrates me the most as an artist. But I love social media because of social media, I was able to help put together this team of people who worked on our album, because I would have never been able to I could reach out to Ben Gross and just say, hey, we're this little band from Texas and we have this, would you be interested? And without social media, how else would I have ever been able to get to a guy like Ben? Or even, putting together our management team, our PR team, like Ed, all that stuff. That's all, social media, really.
Social media has taken over everything, man. I mean, fans nowadays think that they actually know you because they sent you a million tweets or Facebook messages and stuff,
And we have those already, just from the years that we've been doing stuff around here. We have people that they'll message you, and I really do try to respond to as many of those as I possibly can. But at some point, it does get overwhelming, or I could see it getting overwhelming for us in the very near future. And again, it's like it's so hard to have the separation between, being public and being private, and there really is no private life in this. You have to be fully exposed, 100% vulnerable. People want to see the real person behind it, every aspect of it, and so you got to be willing to put yourself out there as an artist. My daughter's a YouTuber, and it's the same thing. She's got like a couple 100,000 subscribers, and she's got people that are pay her. They'll fly in. They want to pay her for her to do their makeup, and it's a whole thing.
That's awesome.
But it's just a 17-year-old girl doing makeup. But the connection, I guess, that she can have, with the whole entire world through social media is, you're not just limited to your friends on the streets you live on anymore. That's for sure.
It's put music into a different state, I mean, it's given fans an opportunity, I guess, to get more intimate with the bands, but it also took away some of that
mystique.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. We one of the reasons why you're talking to me more than you talk to Derek really is because I'm a big fan of that mystique and of having. When I go see an artist, like there's a mystique, even going on tour with Black Label Society, like there was still a mystique to Zach, because he was always kept secluded and even though he was a cool dude, you know what I mean? But that's just that's the mystique behind it. And so I like to think we do a good job, like even that with Derek, like, we, try to help build that from from the beginning. Like sometimes he'll miss a load in or sound check because we want to keep him hidden away until showtime. But then he's always like, I'll get the load out, It really is for effect more than anything. But I think that stuff's important too.
I mean, you just got to think. I mean, years ago you would hear a rumor and you'd want to believe that it was true, or you'd like, no way can that possibly be. And now you have one bad show. And it's on the fucking cover of every blog and magazine out. I mean, Marilyn Manson's a perfect example.
First thing I saw this morning when I was taking my morning shit, I was looking at a Marilyn Manson meltdown.
Which is crazy because I photographed him 3 days before that when he played in my area, and it was one of the best shows I've seen. I mean, he was on top of his game 100%,
Yeah, well, those guys, and I'd say those guys, I guess, by the bands at that level now, that they were really the last of that old regime, the old business model. And those kinds of antics, I will tell you, like, even with bands today, no one's going to invest in that, really, unless that's your whole shtick, is just to be a train wreck every night. I don't know why people keep booking Puddle of Mud, but he keeps getting booked around Texas. I guess people just want to see the meltdown in hopes to get the viral video. I think now that's almost a sales pitch. You might be the next viral video, poster if you go to this show and catch it on video.
Yeah, but it's funny that you say that. Puddle of Mud played around here, and they played in a hotel. I mean, the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
They have like a small bar.
You can get them for like $2,500, bro. Like, no bullshit. Like, you can have them. It's not that expensive. Those guys will play anywhere.
Unfortunately, yeah, they're going to be playing at somebody's graduation party pretty soon.
He's got lawyer bills to pay.
So people want to follow up with you. They want to know the tour dates. They want to pre-order the album. They want to get the package. They want to get everything. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
For all things Messer, messerband.com. For all things social media, you can find us at Messer Band. So keyword there is Messer Band, and you'll find us.
Perfect. Now the tour kicks off for you guys on March 1st.
Yep.
And it ends on the 20th for your big album release show in Dallas.
Well, yeah, it actually it ends on the 15th for us with Lacey Sturm, and then we have another tour that starts on the 18th, with the 20th being the third show in. That is a headlining tour with Shallow Side. We haven't announced yet, but it's coming very soon. So we actually will be coming off of the Red Lacey Sturm tour, coming home one day to load up our headlining show, and we're in San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Louisiana. We're going to Florida, doing all of Florida, Orlando, the Carolinas, I believe. So that's going to actually run through like May 20th. But we're going to be out there touring this entire country. We hope to make it back to Canada. We're going to try to get back to the East Coast. I gave our booking agent the clearance to keep us out for the next 2 years. So let's do it.
Awesome, man. All right, I appreciate your time. I look forward to the album release, and I know you guys are going to do bigger things, and I can't wait to catch you on your rise to stardom.
Dude, thanks so much for taking the time to interview me today, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Take care.